Hey, welcome back. So let's add a more comprehensive list here. I think I had something. Yeah, this was it. My courses, enrolled courses, dashboard, we have sales, we have watch history. Okay. So let's add these guys, shall we? Sales, watch history, my courses, enrolled courses. So let's go to the admin header view right at the bottom where there's this sidebar. This is where we are. So I just want to change this courses to my courses. These are courses that you've created yourself and then as an instructor. But we need other courses that you have watched or you are going to watch or you have enrolled. So copy this. This one is enrolled courses. So this one, instead of courses, will be enrolled. Or in fact, let's call them lessons. I think that's better. Lessons. So the link and what's written here can be different. And then there's another one here, watch history. So that at least it's easy to see what you had watched before. Yes, what else? Watch history, sales, we need to know how much you have sold. The history of your selling, which courses are selling, etc., etc. So let's put this closer to profile, maybe. I don't know. Maybe at the end here. So up to you how you manage all this, how you put them together. Let's put sales here and sales there. So of course we are going to have to change our icons. So let's look for proper icons. Let's look at money. Is cash. Let's look at currency exchange, maybe. That looks like something, I don't know, maybe piggy bank. Let's look at cash. Cash coin. That looks like something. Let's try that. Okay. Let's look at history. If we can find something. Yeah, this one looks good. So hourglass, let's put hourglass split on watch history. Where is that? Hourglass split. And then let's look at, let's come back here, let's refresh, and there we go. So we have watch history, sales, enrolled courses, my courses. So let's look at the enrolled courses as lessons. So let's look, or student, yeah, let's try student, no. Let's look at person that will suit what we want. So let's see here. Person video, maybe, because this looks like somebody who is watching a video. So person video, maybe the person is in the video, or it's these. Yeah, you know, you can spend all day trying to find the right icons. It's a nightmare. So I'm going to go with this one. Person video 3. Where is that? Person video 3. There we go. So enrolled courses, watch history, sales, my courses, dashboard. So these are the things we're going to have to deal with in here. Okay, good. If we need something else, we'll add it. It's easy to add. So here, I want to retrieve proper data so that it shows me the actual name of the logged in the profile I'm viewing. So if there's an ID, it should look for that ID and then show it here. Wait a minute, what's in here? Okay, so the user is only identified by their ID. Okay, great. I would have liked to have added a slug at the end, because it's quite nice to have a profile, a user profile somehow, but I think since this is the admin section, it's not public anyway, so I'll leave it at that. So let's use the ID instead. So what I would do is, let me go to the admin controller, inside profile. So this ID, if the ID exists, it will be a number. If it doesn't, it will be null. So in this case, what I want us to do is say, to check if the ID exists already. So we'll say ID is equal to, let's put ID itself, but then put 2 question marks. In case the ID is a no value, let's add a default value, which will be auth, and then get ID like this. So we're getting from the ID column of the user that's logged in right now. So logged in user ID, or if it was provided, let's use that. So this takes priority, but if it doesn't exist, let's get the ID of the current user. And then all we need to do to read the data of the current ID is just to, we don't even need to write a query. We just say user is equal to new user class. And then we'll say row is equal to, and then we'll use the user class and use the first. And then we provide the array of what we are looking for. In this case, it's just an ID, and let's provide the value that it should have, ID, like so. Great. It's as simple as that. So we read from the database, row should contain what we want, but as long as it's not inside data, it won't go to the view. So we should put it inside data like this. So what I'll do is I'll copy this part, put it here, so that it becomes data row like this is equal to that. Great. And from there, all I need now is to go to the profile view and check to see if actually the row exists, right? Right. So it depends what you want. Do you want to, if there's nothing, if the user wasn't found, do you want to even show the breadcrumbs at all or not? But let's just put the if statement right above there. So I'm going to say PHP if not empty row like this. So if row is not empty, then let's show this. If it is, then tough luck. Let's I'm going to put my end if here, but of course I want to duplicate this because I want an else statement as well. So say else full colon, and let's add an alert here. So if we go to the original template here, and if we go to components, there are alerts here, so you don't need to struggle to figure out what to get. We can just look at which one looks nice. Maybe is this one, I presume. Inspect, and let's just copy. That's the one, right? Wait a minute, I scroll. That's the one. So right click, copy outer HTML, and then let's come and paste it here. Let's change the message to read properly. So we'll say that profile was not found! Exclamation point. Okay, so let's test this page not found thingy. Oh, wait a minute, what's going on with that? Home users. What did I just do? Let's go to the top here. Oh, wait, is that how it is? Let's go to the original. Where is profile? No, what has changed? Great. Wow, I have no idea why the breadcrumbs have changed like this, but let me copy that text. I can always go back to the original user's profile, find a specific text, which is this one. Yeah, look at that. It looks exactly the same, does it not? No, it does not. I may have edited something while editing in batch, so I'll just replace that. So back here, refresh. Yeah, it looks much better. Okay, great. So things are working well. Now let's try and add an ID we know does not exist. And there we go. That profile was not found. Goody. So things are working as intended. But here, let's update the name and the user stuff, right? So let's update what we have here. So yeah, actually, let's do that. So let's go down to here. So now row contains what we need. So row, first name, and last name. So duplicate last name here. But it's a good idea to put escape on these things, because you see, people are very crafty. When signing up, instead of writing a proper name, they might write some malicious code in there. And then when you try to display the name, it will run some JavaScript. So just to prevent that, let's use the escape. Wait, have I actually created the escape function? I might be trying to use a function I haven't created yet. I'm so used to making these things, so I assume I already have. You see, I haven't. Okay, so this function I'm trying to use here does not exist yet, but I'll create it in a moment, no problem. So let's copy that and let me paste here. This one is row, like that. Okay, goody. I think from there we are good. We could actually even add first name and last name to the breadcrumbs here by just adding one more thing and then put that name there. Yeah, nice. Nice. And then now let me go to functions and add that escape thingy. So function escape. Now the reason we need this function is if somebody typed in case a name has apostrophe, maybe it's John's mom. As you can see, just by putting that quote, things have broken up here. It doesn't look like it's one string anymore, because maybe it will break the flow of the HTML. And also, in case somebody adds script tags like this in the, instead of maybe typing the user's bio, they're going to write some script tags and put some JavaScript there. And then when you try to paste, because what happens is PHP will replace the data from the server side, right? So instead of this, by the time the web page is getting to the user's computer, it doesn't have this PHP. It has actual text from the database. Now imagine if somebody had typed in some script tags and put some JavaScript instead of a bio, a user's bio. What will happen is that now that JavaScript will run as normal JavaScript in your browser, and then that could be code that tries to read from the database and hack your system or something like that. So what we do instead, before echoing something, we render them useless by putting a function called HTML special chars like this. So we'll put a string in there. That's what we're going to return. So return a string that has HTML. What HTML special chars does is when it sees something like this, it knows this is a special character. It looks like a character for HTML. So it's going to escape it by putting instead of a slash actually, it will replace this with something like and what 34 something, you know, it will replace that with a different version of it that doesn't look like this, so that it's rendered harmless. So we will see how that looks like. I will show you in a moment. So escape here, we'll get that string. Let's put it here. So there's another function I like to use called new line to break tag, like this. It doesn't look like a real function, but it comes with PHP. It changes every new line to a break tag, so that when you paste text, because what happens with HTML, it ignores new line characters. It only respects break tags, like so, to go to the next line. So if, let's say, you typed something like this is a bio, and then you are done that, and this is another. So you see there's spaces between these, but if you were to echo this text in your HTML, it will ignore this and just put it there like this to look like just one sentence. So what this function does is it checks if there are new line characters and replaces them with break tags so that they render properly in your HTML. So anyway, let's do that. What I will do is on the profile here, right after row, I'm going to echo some script tags, right? If I had put something like script and then script close like this, and then say alert. So imagine somebody had put this in your bio instead of this. So when you try to refresh this page, it's going to show an alert like this. It will run the JavaScript, which is not cool. But if we escape this same data, so I'm going to grab this. Let's imagine it's a PHP string, right? So I'll echo it like this, right? So imagine this is an echoed PHP script, PHP text. If I refresh, it runs as JavaScript. But if I wrap it inside the escape function, you will notice that it will not run this time. And if you look where there's a row, there's admin, you don't see that script there. It wasn't regarded as text, but as JavaScript. But if I now refresh, you see that it didn't run and it just showed as text. And if you try to inspect the element here, you won't see these brackets anywhere. So if I select and say inspect, you notice that, oh, here they look like script. But if I go to the page source, right click, view page source, this is what you see. See, those are replaced by this and that. You see, so this is no longer harmful content. Okay, great. We got that out of the way. Security, yeah, very important. All right, so now that we have this, we can load in any actually, let me replace that as well with full name there. Let me copy this exactly as it is. We'll copy. Wrong page, right? Let's see, company, job, email. Yes, I think we have email. So let's go to where all this is happening. So there's full name here. I want to paste that information. Good. Company, all of this we don't have, but email we do have. So I'm going to paste and then just change this to email. All right, good. Phone, all of this other stuff we do not have, so I'll leave either the default or I can just leave them empty for now, so that we can see that they are empty. Okay. Cool. Refresh. Okay, so that's all we have. Edit profile. This is where we will edit our profile from. Settings, change password. Yeah, So we'll make all this functional as we go. For now, not so important. What's important is, yeah, maybe the edit is important, and then adding of videos so we can show something on the home page. Yeah. All right.